So when I applied to graduate school, I applied to one master's program, the program I'm in now at Central Washington University, and I applied to one PhD program. Um, I didn't get into the PhD program, and I'm sure there's a whole bunch of reasons why. One of the main reasons that kind of didn't even give me a chance, though, is that I did not get my letters of recommendation in even close to the deadline. Um, I tried. I tried to give my letter writers enough time to have the time that they needed. I gave them about a month and a half, maybe 2 months to write. But I didn't necessarily stay on top of it. I tried to remind them, but I wasn't persistent. There's a fine line between being persistent and nagging, but I would recommend being persistent, especially if you have a good relationship with them. And just remind them that it needs to be submitted by a certain time. 2 of my letters came in 3 or 4 weeks after the deadline, so my application didn't even get started in the PhD program. So that was rough. But I love the program I'm in now. And I'm really grateful that I'm here because it has given me an opportunity to conduct research and learn more about academia and learn more about teaching that I don't know if I would have been great going straight into a PhD program. Grad school is hard, and the transition is hard, and going into this sort of smaller, welcoming environment was really helpful for me. So when I applied, I contacted the professors that I wanted to work with. That was probably the biggest shoe-in for me. And in fact, the professors told me once I got here that at least at Central, you need to have at least 2 professors who are willing to have you as their students, as their advisees, as people that they can mentor. If you don't have at least 2, you're probably not going to get in. Because things happen, and on paper you might look great, but maybe you don't get along with one of your professors. You need a backup plan. And the professors kind of feel the same way. So I think that was my biggest advantage, was I kind of built a relationship with them over email. They recognized my name when the application came in, and they knew a little bit about me right off the bat. I think that was my biggest advantage. My GRE scores were fine. They were not great. My combined score between the quantitative and verbal is a 310. My writing was pretty good. I had a 5, which is the 93rd percentile. So that helps. But I didn't have great grades. I had fine grades, but they were kind of low. My GRE scores were not really that impressive. But I think it's really the networking and the writing those statements and things that helped me get here, to be honest.